We're starting off this hour, Mexico preparing for a crackdown on the border and possible military action when Donald Trump returns to office next month. Now, President Claudia Sheinbaum conducting a record drug bust, meanwhile, from the powerful Sinaloa cartel, seizing 1.3 tons of fentanyl. The Wall Street Journal reports Sheinbaum is worried Trump could order missile strikes on drug labs in her country. She also opened 25 migrant shelters in anticipation of Trump's promise to deport 13 million migrants from the U.S. on his first day in office. Joining us now on all of this is Ron Vitiello, former ICE director and acting deputy director of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Ron, it is always good to see you, and let's jump right in. Do you think what Mexico's president is doing to crack down on drugs and migrants is enough to sway Trump from taking military action?
Well, military action in Mexico hasn't been contemplated. In the campaign, he ran on this deportation effort in securing the border. Mexico is an important stakeholder in that discussion. They're our partner in a lot of things, border violence prevention, what happens at the immediate border. We have a huge trade relationship with them. And so they can be a really good partner. They can help President Trump accomplish the goals he wants to. Military action in Mexico would require a lot more coordination than has been spoken about so far.
Yeah, and beyond military action in Mexico, tell me a little bit about what President-elect Trump has said so far about deploying U.S. military, he says, to the fullest extent of the law to support his mass deportation effort here at home. What are you hearing about that? Do you have any concerns about this?
Deploying the military at the border has gone on for decades. It goes way back into the 80s. When President Trump and Trump 1.0, we used them to help give us access to the border. They do some border infrastructure like low water crossings. They can help agents on the ground. They can monitor sensors. They can do transportation. And so they could be employed to do all of those things again. Operation Jumpstart in 2006, we had soldiers on the ground watching the border for us and pointing out activity that the Border Patrol could then respond to. So this is not new in the sense of it have been done before, but obviously Trump is very enthusiastic about meeting his goal to secure the border, have safe streets in America, and deport the 11 million people who've gotten here in the last 4 years.
And I want to talk about the role of local law enforcement as well. Early indications that the mass deportation effort will rely heavily on local law enforcement. Will resources be an issue here? Is there the money and the person power to assist on this scale at this time?
State and local cooperation is always good for the federal agencies to use, including ICE in this case. So it will go easier with that cooperation, especially in the jail setting. People who are in the country illegally who also break the law and get arrested in their communities. A good connectivity there at the state and local level will make a big difference. But yeah, resources matter here. You're gonna have to scale up the ability to find these people, safely arrest them, put them on a path for removal, and then repatriate them to the country which they come from. So having them here illegally and committing other crimes is something that the state and locals can assist with and do right now. But that actual effort for all of those things will have to be scaled up. So resources will matter. The president knows how to access resources from Congress. He did some emergency declarations in Trump 1.0 and accessed money for the wall that Congress wasn't willing to give. They do have both the House and the Senate this go round. And so everybody wants to see the border secured. They want to end the chaos that we've seen in the last 4 years. And that's going to be an important step forward. And then justification for those resources already exists at the border. The deportation effort can start on day one, but scaling it up will take a couple more days than that.
And I want to ask you about the latest numbers we have. Of course, we know that Trump is promising the mass deportations on day one. This is the latest ICE data showing a dramatic increase in deportations. This is actually the highest tally since 2014 under Obama. Why this spike at the end of Biden's term? Any insight there?
Well, we had the massive influx of illegal aliens in the southwest border over the last 4 years. By government records, there's 11 million people who were encountered at the border by CBP in the last 4 years. And so there's a lot more people coming. A lot more people are getting sent back at the border. That's why the numbers are up.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.